Why do you think Roe v. Wade was a good decision?
Because I think it's as close to a consensus that can exist in a society as heterogeneous as ours. What does it say? It says in the first 3 months that decision should be left to the woman. Then the second 3 months, where Roe v. Wade says, well, then the state, the government has a role along with the woman's health. They have a right to have some impact on that. And the third 3 months, they say the weight of the government's input is on the fetus being carried. And so that's sort of has reflected about as close as I think anyone's ever going to get in this heterogeneous, this multicultural society of religious people, as to some sort of, not consensus, but as close as it gets. I think the Liberty Clause of the 14th Amendment offers a right to privacy. Now, that's one of the big debates I have with my conservative scholar friends, that they say, you know, unless a right is enumerated, unless it uses the word privacy in the Constitution, then no such constitutional right exists. Well, I think people have an inherent right.
Are there Supreme Court decisions you disagree with?
You know, I'm the guy that wrote the Violence Against Women Act. And I said that every woman in America, if they are beaten and abused by a man, should be able to take that person to court, and meaning you should be able to go to federal court and sue in federal court the man who abused you, if you can prove that abuse. But they said no, that a woman, there was no federal jurisdiction. And they acknowledged I held about 1,000 hours of hearings proving that there's an effect on interstate commerce. Women who are abused and beaten are women who are not able to be in the workforce. And the Supreme Court said, well, there is an impact on commerce, but this is federalizing a private crime, and we're not going to allow that. I think the Supreme Court was wrong about that decision.
Why, in your view, is Roe v. Wade a bad decision? Do you think there's an inherent right to privacy in the Constitution of Roe versus Wade? What other Supreme Court decisions do you disagree with? Do you think of any?